What's up, everyone? Welcome into Dodger Heads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel. I am joined by Daniel Starkin, and it's only December 23rd, but the Dodgers do a little bit of Christmas shopping. They didn't wait
Yeah.
all the way to the last minute. And so rather than waiting till Christmas for the big reveal, Ken Rosenthal announced today that the Dodgers had reached a 2-year agreement with free agent relief pitcher Tommy Kahnle. Probably not the guy you were expecting or maybe hoping to hear there, but Kahnle's an interesting one. We'll dive right in. This is a guy who's going to miss almost all of the 2021 season. He had Tommy John surgery in August, which is why they signed him to the 2-year deal, basically banking on the second year. And I'll just say this before we get some reaction from Daniel. When Kahnle's healthy, there's actually a lot to like here. We're not talking about a closer type, so I'll just get that out in front. This isn't the future closer of the Dodgers, but here's a quick rundown of who Tommy Kahnle is. Turned 31 in August. The right-hander's been in the league since 2014. Came up with the Rockies, 2 seasons in Colorado, season and a half with the White Sox, and then 3.5 with the Yankees. 2016 was kind of when he came onto the scene, 2.63 ERA in 29 appearances, although some of the underlying stuff didn't necessarily love him in 2016. 17, though, proves it isn't a fluke, 2.59 ERA. His FIP goes to 1.83. That was over 69 appearances. So we're talking about one of the better relief pitchers in baseball in 2017. 2018, disaster, 6.5 ERA, 24 appearances. 2019 was good, 3.6 ERA, the second best FIP of his career. That was over 72 appearances before 2020 makes 1 appearance and then is out with the injury. So fastball changeup guy about 50% of the time. Fastball is upper 90s, touching 96.5 is the average in 2019. Changeup 90 mile an hour. The changeup had a whiff percentage of almost 50%. So when he throws his changeup, he gets swings and misses 50% of the time. And that kind of is the theme. StatCast likes this guy. Strikeout percentage in 2019 was 35.5%, 96th percentile. His whiff percentage also 96th percentile. His expected on-base average, slugging, ERA, all that kind of stuff, top 10%. So that's what we're talking about on paper. All that is a long-winded way of prepping for this question, which is, Daniel, do you like this move?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how you can't. This is yet another reclamation project for Andrew Friedman and the Dodgers. I mean, it's really similar to some of the other moves they've made this offseason with like Corey Knebel and Brandon Morrow and those guys. Obviously, like you said, Kahnle had Tommy John surgery in August, so this is a move for 2022, not really 2021. Maybe he's
Yeah,
back. I
maybe at
don't
the
know.
end, tail end,
He
maybe.
could be back in August, September next year and be ready for the postseason. I wouldn't count on it. I don't
Yeah.
think they'd rush him back by any means. But like you said, this is a guy who's been pretty good over the years. Friedman has talked about wanting different looks in the
Yeah.
bullpen. This is a guy with a different look. He's a 4-seam changeup guy. I think in 2019 he threw changeups 52% of the time, which that's a lot of changeups. You sent out a tweet that he's kind of similar to Pedro Baez, and I like that comp a lot. Not only because they both throw changeups, but I feel like as far as leverage
Yeah.
goes, they're kind of similar. Like I don't expect Kahnle to be closing out games for the Dodgers. But as like a 6th, 7th inning type guy, he's definitely a good arm. We'll see how he comes back from the surgery. Obviously, that could change a lot, or he could end up being better. Who knows? But this is a guy who's been really good, and who knows? It's a low risk type of deal. We don't know the exact dollar
Yeah.
amount yet, but I have to assume it's not a ton considering he's coming off Tommy John surgery. So I really like what Friedman's been doing with the bullpen, and he hasn't really spent a ton of money yet. So there could be,
Yeah.
some even bigger moves coming
Yeah.
in the future.
And the other thing that's worth pointing out is looking ahead to 2022 and what the bullpen looks like, because Kenley Jansen will be a free agent. Corey Knebel will be a free agent. Joe Kelly has like a $12 million team option. I'm just going to break some news here and say they're not going to be picking up the Joe Kelly team option.
Yeah.
So that leaves you with Caleb Ferguson, Dylan Floro, Victor Gonzalez, Brusdar Graterol, and Adam Kolarek. That's it. Obviously, the 40-man guys that we haven't seen yet, but as far as guys who we have seen in the majors, we're talking about 5 guys that they have under contract for 2022 in the bullpen. Of course, Urias, Gonsolin, May, however that shakes out, is there as well. So the Dodgers do need to start building for the 2022 bullpen, and this is a nice move. I mean, yes, he's going to be up there in age. He's going to have turned 32 next August, so he probably will not pitch for the Dodgers as a 31-year-old. So the age is getting up there. But yeah, I mean, I like the stuff. The stuff is hard. The changeup is there. For me, stuff like whiff percentage and strikeout percentage are among the most important numbers for a reliever.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
can he get swings and misses? And he has. In 2019, yes, the ERA was 3.67, but he's getting tons of swings and misses. He's getting tons of strikeouts. That's what the Dodgers need. So the last thing I'll note, and I assume you're in agreement on this, there doesn't change anything for the Dodgers as far as what they do this offseason. We don't look at this move and say,
Right.
well, they're out on Liam Hendricks, because this is a guy they signed for 2000. Pretend they signed him next offseason, okay? Because that's
Right.
the way that this impacts. So I think you and I both agree that as far as Liam Hendricks, Brad Hand, etc., those types of names, Blake Trinan, the Dodgers, this doesn't change anything for them, right?
Yeah, no, that doesn't change that at all. Like you said, this is a move for 2022. It's good that they're getting him in the building now so they could, work with him through his
Yeah.
rehab. I know the Dodgers medical staff and training staff is the best in baseball, so that's a good move for him. And on that same, note, I think it really just goes to show how good the Dodgers organization is with reviving careers of relievers, that all these guys who are, hitting low points immediately probably call the Dodgers and say, "Hey, can
Yeah.
I come on a cheap 1-year deal and hopefully it works out and then I get more money the next year in free agency." We've seen it happen with so many different guys over the last few years, and this is could just be another example of that.
Yeah, and John Heyman actually just broke the terms of the deal. So it's a 2-year deal worth $4.75 million. So he'll
So
basically get
nothing.
paid 750K this year to not pitch, and then a $550,000 signing bonus and a $3.5 million signing salary for 2022. So, I mean, yeah, he's sliding right into the Pedro Baez type money.
Right.
But the obviously you think he's there. I mean, the upside is much higher than a Pedro Baez. This is a
Yeah.
guy who could be sort of a back end stuff. One other funny tweet, I think it was Eric Stevens said, if Kahnle can come back, you would get a Kenley and Kahnle potential bullpen matchup there, which is nice for the Dodgers. So let us know what you guys think before. Tommy Kahnle, do you like the move as they look ahead to 2022? That's Daniel Starkin. I'm Jeff Spiegel. Check out Dodger Blue 1958 on social media, dodgerblue.com for all the latest breaking news, and enjoy the holidays with your families. We'll see you soon.